So today, a lot of you really liked my inaudible, semi-inaudible whisper reading. A lot of you enjoyed it, so I thought I would do some more because I've got about maybe 15 or less chapters left of my book, Stolen by Kelly Armstrong. For those of you who don't know, I very much enjoyed the Twilight books when I was a teenager. I say books because I do believe the books were better than the movies. I also very much enjoyed the ACOTAR series and all things fantasy fiction. So, yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. I've been reading some of these words inaudibly, semi-inaudibly, because there's some wording that I don't think YouTube would like very much, even though I am just reading. So yeah, I will get straight into it. Okay, so I'm on page 336. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and please excuse my sunburn. I went for a very long walk yesterday. It was very sunny. I did wear sun cream, but I got burnt anyway. So anyway, I'll get straight into it. What happened? She asked. I motioned for silence and beckoned her closer. Since I couldn't smell anyone else in the hall, the doors must have been opened automatically, some kind of mechanical malfunction. Intentional, maybe, but I wasn't going to ignore the opportunity. Yes, it could be a trap. Purpose. To see whether we'd try to escape. That would be more of an intelligence test. Anyone who'd stay in prison at the door clearly lacked a few brain cells. It could be one of Matsumi's research experiments, like when he'd put me in the room with Patrick Lee. What? Yeah, could be another of Winslow's sick games. So should I sit in my cell and do nothing? Maybe I should, but I couldn't. If this was real, I'd have the last chance to save 3 people whose safety concerned me most: Savannah, Bert, and of course myself. Why leaving? I went to bed and leaning Savannah's Bora. Sandra, come get us. Sneak back to your cell and get your shoes. We're going now, Bora whispered. We're out, aren't we? Savannah scampered to herself, Bora hesitating. If she's howling, I told myself that she was only sleepy, but feared worse. Bora mind was responsible as well as changes in routine. She thought we were leaving in a few hours, even the small deviation. My throat, her brain track smiled encouragingly and kept her steering towards her cell. Just go grab your shoes, I said. Mara nodded, Harry searched for the door until she returned and frowned and pushed it against the door. It would open. Putting aside. I returned one slammed the shoulder against the door and hit behind. It should open, but I said, panicking, creeping in her voice. It has to open, and no external lock. I can't get back to my cell, Savannah said, and ran back to us. The door's stuck. So that's what I said. I guess the mechanical malfunction can open that. What about Leah and Mr. Sade? Savannah asked. Shouldn't we go get them out? If we can. Couldn't have started with Curtis Sade and Fond and Priest. Leah tore the top of the bed covers fast asleep. His door was shut tight and jammed, they said. Savannah raced across the hall and dragged Leah. Same here. They'll have to stay behind for now, I said. Under an exit by Savannah's cell. It's the guard station, right? The one my mind and camera linked to the station, Bear nodded. Good. I headed the exit on Savannah's side. Bear grabbed my arm. That's the guard, she said. I know, but we can't, they'll just shoot. I disengaged her hand from my arms and met her wild eyes. We discussed this, remember? Both doors had come on all that faded to the midpoint. I shouted an extended explanation, but I knew this was Jeremy would do, and how he'd gone Barrett's morning hysteria. We go to the camera monitor so the alert to notify the guards who see us through the camera and meet us before we can get to the elevator. With the other door, the guard will be right on the other side. We'll have seconds to reach before I lunged forward, knocking on her way, and the object hit the floor with the sharp pop and tinkling of the glass. Then the light bulb turned its head. He moved fast. As Burrow recovered, I glanced up. Her head with a sick moment and looked out of her head. I caught the attention and noticed the bulb, and in the light I moved. I watched the bulb twisted slowly through the socket. While Savannah said it almost looked like crack, crack, crack. The whole row of light bulbs smashed on the floor, plunging into the darkness. Burrow yelped. It's a case on dry said. Your eyes will adjust. You'll have to night vision for now. The light in the security door will be enough. More towards it. Savannah shrieked and well toward the darkness to claim her. Something tickled her left arm and slapped me right on my hand. The blood went through the palm. Burrow screamed. White blur face on the smashed cake. I snatched a really sharp glass in my palm and the piece struck my scalp. My agitated and the sword whirlwind of cracks from the door. He yelled thunder, grabbed the door. I dimly saw her outline of the arms and pulled her and tucked her in. He yelled slowly. Shattered glass bricked and sliced the barrel and face as I pitched towards her. I grabbed her arm and yanked her to the exit, positioning her in front of the green tinnia camera. As I reached for the button, I noticed her eyes were squeezed shut. Open your eyes. She clenched tighter, pulling her chin towards her chest. Open your eyes for the scanner. I was reaching up to pry him open. She blinked. I could hit the button. The red light flickered and died, and the whole panel went black. I smashed the button up. Nothing happened. Tapped it over and over, and it skimmed the panel. Looked of any light. Nothing. No lights. No sound. It was dead. I spun around at the end of the aisle, and a dim reflected in the corner of the door. The other door had opened its power. I said, let's go. I can't, Burrow whispered, cradling her head against the glass. I can't. I ignored her, Savannah, ran to myself. I didn't shut my door. Get inside, boy, and unlock the other exit. Burrow grabbed at the other bulb hands and the tree. I'll track down and meet your glass and there's biting thousands of. In the darkness of my asshole, I pulled Savannah and looked into my door. Spasm of relief. I saw my door was still open. I remembered I needed my shoes and darted inside to grab them. As I turned, my bed moved. It bounced off, fell on the ground, and shot straight up into the air, leveled towards me. I barely had time to backpedal out and still before the mattress struck the back of the door, slamming it shut. What? Burst out. I shoved it towards the exit. It's like a series and rang out. Expected gunfire. Dropped to my knees. The hall filled with deafening static, as if someone had cranked everyone into combat with a full blast. Savannah brushed against me and squeezed her shoulder, and tried to tell everything that would be okay. But the static drowned out. Giving Savannah one last reassuring pat, I grabbed Burrow and the security door. The time perhaps realizing it was her only escape from the filing glass. Burrow positioned herself in front of the retinal scanner. Hit the button. The red light flickered and for the moment went dead, and a flash to Burrow grasped. The second light changed from red to green, and she yanked open the door and flew into the hall. I knew that was security pass only, the other person so soon.